Yeah! Saracens versus Leinster. We were there with RugbyPass. Wowee. What about the atmosphere in Newcastle, Pete? So, pitch side, we were.
Crazy seats.
Amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So we were there, we had front row seats to witness Saracens making yet more history. A third Champions Cup belt, winners medal, cup, unbelievable scenes against a very good Leinster team. I thought Saracens might win, my heart and my head said that going in, but actually 42 minutes into the game, I'm thinking, I don't reckon Saracens are going to do this. You know, they went 10-0 down, Maro got sin-binned, Mako went off injured, TT Lamasatelli went off injured in the first half. I'm thinking Leinster are going to win this. And then we saw an almighty performance from them to score the try. Sean Maitland on 42nd minute, going into half time, and it all changed from there.
Leinster's decision not to kick for touch.
Of course. Yeah, so there was a couple of big decisions in the game. Leinster's decision not to kick to touch, you mentioned it, and we were interviewing Johnny Sexton after the game, obviously hindsight being a great thing. A couple of the box kicks went astray. Saracens actually deciding to take the scrum in the second half as opposed to taking the points at goal, the one where Billy Vunipola scored. So yeah, it was an amazing performance, an amazing game. Who did we get? Will Skelton. He was phenomenal. He was phenomenal. Phenomenal in the game. I put him down as man of the match, but it could have been anyone. Billy, amazing. Alex Lazowski in the centre, absolutely creaming boys. Owen Farrell, that's the best he's played in ages as well. Crusoe, Maro, the list is endless. You know, but for me, the person who got man of the match is probably right. Brad Barrett made 28 tackles with his face in that game, an absolute warrior, a monster of a player. He's got like 4 or 5 plates in his cheeks, his body's made of titanium, and he's a warrior. You know, I've played with him a few times. He's an amazing bloke, but what a player. I'll tell you what, the unsung heroes, and Mark McCall mentioned it after the game as well, was Richard, the big Baz Barrington. The guy who is there, the life and soul, the glue of that Saracens team, came on. We mentioned Maka going off injured. Everyone's thinking, Maka Vunipola's off, we're fucked. No, Baz comes on for 60 odd minutes, does an unbelievable job, but then they win the game, you know what's coming. And I interviewed Baz straight after the game, and he said that he'd gone full noise this time. Karaoke machine, fluorescent microphone, he's in the middle at the end, a load of new songs, and he had a lot to sing for. 60 minutes, he was incredible when he came on. The scrum was phenomenal with him and Vincent Koch. That's right, his name is Vincent Koch. Vincent Koch was very good. And big shout out to him, because it is normally the superstars that get the headlines, your Vunipolas, your Maros, your Farrell. We mentioned Brad Barrett, he's an unsung hero. He got man of the match, rightly so. Richard Barrington as well. Unbelievable, stole the show after as well.
And you were saying that teams don't function without that glue, without that person who binds the team together after a game. Maybe they're not the big star like Maro told you, but like someone like Barrington who can hold a tune and get everybody together.
Of course, yeah, like we've spoken about these players. I saw myself as the glue. You know, your Kelly Browns, your Petrus Duplessis, the guys that are there week in, week out, under the radar, under the lights. Guys like Richard Barrington performing the way that he performed, and he does that week in, week out. And yeah, they sometimes don't get the highlight reel, they sometimes don't get the accolades, but that's why you see at Saracens, it is a joint celebration. It's not one of these where it's the 15, the 23 that play the match day. It is a collective group of players, coaches, staff, one big family, and that's why they're all there on the pitch at the end of the game with their families, and it's real, and they believe in what they're doing. The A-League lads who went on and won the Premiership Shield on the Monday in Newcastle, probably still half cut, they loved it, and it's a fantastic club, cannot speak highly enough of it, and they've given me the foundations to go and do what I've done, so I can't speak highly enough of the club, and they've taken some stick in recent weeks.
Is there a bitterness, a chip on the shoulder in relation to needing to prove that tag wrong?
I don't think there's an in-house bitterness to trying to prove it wrong. There might be at the higher echelons of the club, but the players just get on with it. That's what they speak about, this inner circle, this iron dome, where if you think and you try and use external things to motivate you, then everything's exterior. You're trying to, and I remember I was captain of Gloucester, right, and all we ever spoke about was, oh, we're at home, the shed, let's do it for the supporters, let's do it for them. What happens when you're away from home? What happens when you're at the arse end of France in Europe and your fans aren't there, or they're not playing in front of the shed? And I learned at Saracens that everything is in that circle, the circle of trust, as it were. So can't speak highly enough for the club, fully deserved. I don't think anyone can argue with the result. Saracens have been the best team this year, and they've whitewashed everything. I mentioned the women, Tyrrell 15, they've won that. So big shout out to the girls. They've won the sevens, they've won stuff in the academy, and I mentioned they won the A-League, the Premiership Shield on Monday as well. So that club is rolling with a head of steam.